When we say Yetzer Tov, what is Yetzer? It's a force. There's another force which is very similar to that force, and that's Yetzer Hara. Yetzer Hara is also force. That's why it's equating. Why did he bring Yetzer Hara? Because they're both similar, except one is Tov and one is green and one is yellow, but they have the same form. They look exactly the same, except one is yellow color, one is green color. Understand? That's why it's implying with the end that it's talking about Yetzer Hara. But the moment you say that, now you got a problem, because you're saying that Yetzer Hara is also Tov. That's not Christian. Because bad is bad and good is good. And the world is black and white. There's no gray. You're either good or you're bad. You either go in hell or you go to heaven. There's no interconnection anymore. You understand? That's not our way of thinking. That's not the Jewish way of thinking. Everything Hashem created, actually, He's created it for the good. Right? And there's nothing superfluous. And if He was not to create one single thing, then the world could not be able to come to where it has to go. So everything has its function. And if you look at the totality of everything is going to be Tov Me'od. Okay, so now what the Midrash did right now, it made us think that Yetzer Hara is also good. And that's what the Midrash is going to ask. That's the next question. So now the next question. The key Yetzer Hara Tov Me'od. And how can you say Yetzer Hara Tov Me'od? Itmacha in Hebrew means a question mark. Now they got a serious question mark. If you're going to go according to Rabbi Nachman, Bar Shmuel, and the name of Rav Shmuel, and whatever they said, he said that the Vav implies that Yetzer Hara is also Tov Me'od. He said, well, how can you say that? Because its name says that it's Ra. You understand? Ra means?
Evil.
Bad.
Evil, bad. Right. So how can you say it's good when it's bad? Its own name testifies against it. You understand? So how can you say that? But the Midrash answers, okay? We're going to have actually, it's going to give us an understanding which we can develop later what Laura is saying now, okay? So let's see what the Midrash is saying. The Midrash is saying, She'ilulei Yetzer Hara, if it was not for Yetzer Hara, Lo bana adam bayit, a person would not build a house. V'lo nasa isha, a person would not get married. Okay? Ve'lo holid banim, or banot, a person would not bring children into the world. V'lo nasa v'natan, and there would be no commerce. There's certainly be no flying of airplanes. It's the most terrible thing it could be. Okay? V'chen Shlomo Omer, and so Shlomo HaMelech says, Kihi kinat ish mirehu. The fact that there is development in the world, it comes from kinah, how to say, envy, jealousy of one, envy one to another. And now I'm trying to say is that's what the Shlomo said. Okay, so what we see, why is basically why is Yetzer Hara Tov? What's good in Yetzer Hara? Because if it was not for Yetzer Hara, the world would not be able to exist, because the world cannot exist without a person building a house. People have to live in houses. Animals can live in holes. Human beings have to live in houses. Okay, and obviously to continue the world, we have to get married, and everything which is involved in it, right? And there's got to be commerce. If there's no commerce, look, Soviet Union, there was no commerce because there was no competition, right? The competition was taken out, all the communist countries. And what happened to them? They fell on their head, right? Because you need to have competition for things to develop. So the world cannot exist without it. So we learned something very important. Yetzer Hara is actually very good because it gives the world existence. Isn't that incredible? So then the question is, why is it called Ra? So call it Tov. You don't want to call it Tov? Call it Bluk. Okay, but don't call it Ra. Ra is a terrible name. Imagine taking a child and calling him Ra. That's the worst thing you can do. You understand? Like in Tanakh, sometimes you have names of people But a very, very, you ask, how could parents call somebody by that name? We can say that too. We can say that too, right? Absolutely. Without Yetzer Hara, we cannot do anything, right? The world does not exist, then we cannot change anything. We cannot, right? He just told us. We'll learn a little bit deeper, this whole thing that the world cannot exist without Yetzer Hara. And but next week, because also Romy has to go. So maybe we have, let's stop here.